Hey guys, what's up? This is Damnation-n-Hellfire. We're here with another episode of No Quarter. This is where we kind of just come on and talk about all kinds of different stuff. As you can see, we got plenty of spots open. With me right now, we got Ross and we got Toxic, who I think may have fallen asleep already in the first 5 minutes. So, we'll check on him as we go back and forth here. But here, I'm about to put the link over in the side chat, so if you want to jump on, feel free to jump on. So I guess the big thing tonight is what probably TLCs is the biggest thing going on at the moment. Wouldn't you say?
I would agree.
But where do you want to start with the TLCs? You want to start with the one that was up for a couple hours and then got pulled and then got put back up and then got pulled again? And, I like to call that the yo-yo TLC.
Well, we could talk about that one first. Did you get a chance to try that out?
No, I didn't even get a chance to try it out. I slept in late that day, and by the time I got up, I think I was only up for like 30 minutes and in the game for 30 minutes before it got pulled.
Well, I donated to the cause.
From what I heard, like people would go in and they would kill stuff and like kill buildings, and then they would like come back in the target, and then the buildings would all be respawned and fully repaired and everything, and then people weren't getting their chests, and there's just all kinds of freaking issues with it from what I heard.
Well, I'm not gonna lie and try to brag and say that I know anything about some chests, because my donation of fleets ended quickly, and I straight suck. I thought more of, I guess, my fleets. I wasn't totally aware of how much damage some of this. I guess it ended up being like the drones that were caught, the little drones that, the damage types are which to use where. I was experimenting, I guess, and trying not to, but you had to have multiple types of fleets side by side almost for me to see it working out.
Right. I guess that's that whole co-op thing,
Right.
That's it. Yeah. I do like the fact that they're bringing co-op back into the game. I really wish they would go more about a way of making co-op to where it was, to me, it's a availability versus necessity thing. I think they need to make sure that all these things, it's like, while co-op is available for that TLC, it's not necessary for that TLC. Like the other one, the Path to the Continent or whatever the one is for the Buccaneer and the Buccaneer tokens, that's a great example. Because co-op is available for it, so you can go in, you can help out other people, and you can get them their stuff. But if you have, the fleets to do it yourself, co-op isn't a necessity. You can go in and do it by yourself. And like, I have no problems with that kind of stuff. I don't like stuff where they make co-op a necessity, because quite frankly, I'm not big on doing games with other people, to be quite honest with you. I don't like relying on other people to be able to get my own prizes, because you never know what you're going to get when you're dealing with other people. You know what I mean? So
totally.
I like to do it myself, and and the only person I have to count on is me, and that's me personally, the way I feel about it.
Well, exactly. No, you're not having to. There is some added stress from the co-op part as far as that, but I like it. But I totally understand that exact viewpoint, because I feel that way also at times, because it's just how it is. Some people, some situations just don't go how you want them to go, no matter how it's set up is the issue there. So yeah, but now the co-op idea and the whole principle of being able to help others and advance them and to is just a great idea. That's like, it's one of my favorites is, well, for sure, it's the top idea of this year, that I feel is the co-op campaign. If it's continually brought out as that, as it's made, so you can step up someone. Now I don't.
Yeah.
If
And I mean, and like I said, it's and a lot of people get me wrong when I start talking this. It's like, and I have no problems with the availability of co-op, and I have no problems with putting co-op into the game. They need to be really careful balancing out making it available versus making it a necessity, mandatory thing that you have to co-op with somebody, otherwise that you're locked out of getting something. Because there's a lot of people out there that don't like to co-op. I mean, there's a lot of people that do enjoy co-oping, but there's a lot of people that don't like co-oping. You know, so those targets should be open to both, I think. What do you think, Chester? You got a late start with us. What's up?
I haven't really tried much yet. I've been sick the last 48 hours.
Oh, nice. I'm just getting over that myself. Yeah. Well, we can talk about it, and then I guess, well, more about the target itself, huh? Or what do you think, Damnation?
Whatever you want to talk about, dude. I'm pretty open. Like, I can't talk a whole lot about the target itself because, like I said, I never really got to even go in there before it got pulled. So,
well, I saw after I did, my donation of my multiple fleets. It wasn't just singular. I'm telling you, because I thought, well, I don't know. I thought maybe I'd try something else. I tried something else, and geez, wham, I'm gone. And I'd get chased by these. There's actually like rhinos. I think that they run you down, and you really have to have two. In my opinion, the way it was right now, two top level players, or high level players, not top, but two high level fleets side by side. I don't see how a lower level player will have the required fleet that's going to need to be in there side by side a higher level player. So this campaign that's been brought out and then canceled and brought out and canceled, I think there's some issues with that one as far as on the grand scheme of things is being brought to us to advance people that are behind. I think that's lost its path there. But
I have to say, for everything I read about that campaign, everybody who tried to do it, I didn't read one single good post about that campaign from difficulty to buildings coming back after being destroyed to not getting chests upon completion. Like, I literally heard nothing good about that campaign.
Yeah, it's.
But what blows my mind, I mean, it totally flabbergasts me how some campaigns they can get so right, like the Fangtooth one and the one for the Buccaneers and the Buccaneers tokens are like perfect campaigns. And then other ones they get so wrong, like the one we were just talking about. And my personal opinion, Herculean is still like 7 encounters in 60 minutes is just, I think, asking too much from your average Joe, So, but I mean, I don't understand how they can be so on target on some stuff and be so off target on other stuff. It's like it might have something to do with the different people who design the campaigns, and the guy who does the Fangtooth and the Buccaneer campaign has a more realistic view of what your average guy can do. And the guy who does Herculean and the one for the armors and the chests is like, he's like, oh well, if you have every top end fleet, everything's called all your retros at R16, and legendary crews, yeah, you should be able to do this, and live through with like 1 health left by the end of the thing. So yeah, with certain campaigns there seems to be a big disconnect.
I agree. I mean, there's no way. Well, again, there's no way. I saw this video, the Victor Victoria, I guess, with a paint drain from before.
Right.
Who, by the way, is an outstanding driver. In all honesty, I watched his videos and everything. He's just an outstanding driver, far better than me, and that's the truth. And these targets for sure. And I don't see these these were tested. That's all I'm saying is did two employees like who made this design right here, did they try it together? Did two players enter and did they successfully do it? Because how?
Well, I mean, but then again, you know, when you're playing with all skulled fleets with legendary crews all at R16, and you're not having to spend your own money when you kill off a fleet, you got to spend 30 coins to repair it. It's not a big deal because it's not your real money. It's, you know, it's funny money. Whoa, there's some terrible feedback.
Hello, hello, Sheila, or Hell Dragon.
Hey, Ross.
Hello.
Is it really bad?
So, what do you think about the TLC that got pulled? You have the TV on in the background there, Hell Dragon?
Okay.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, I was going to say the mic's kind of picking it up there.
Okay.
There you go.
So, what are you thinking about the? Did you try the campaign that got pulled?
No, I didn't. I took one look at it and said, nope, not happening.
Yeah, you're probably the smart one out of the group. But I don't know. Do we want to move on to the Path of the Continent campaign, the one that everybody really likes and everybody's really happy with?
Yeah, let's go ahead. You know, because I think that it's just a great, it's the best thing that we've had this year, and to me, is the and there's many ways to that, but in the Path to Continent campaign has just been completely doable. It's been designed, in my opinion, just exactly for the master plan that we were wanting. A co-op campaign designed for two players to enter, so that one can be assisted and caught up with current tech. And I think that this is with minimal or reasonable damage to do alone if need be. You know, repair without coinable. I think you could do it, and then you won't lose a single full fleet in each battle. So that means that you can slow repair. I think that's a very nice, almost required thing for fun gameplay on a campaign like that. And then if you were to use two players, you really reduce the damage a great deal. And so I think it's just a great design.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the two-player too, because I know I've gone out and I've been helping some people with it, and I'm just like, yeah, take a gunboat in there and hide in the corner, dude. I'll just do the target for you. That way I don't have to worry about you driving somewhere and triggering something you're not supposed to, and be like, oh my god, now I just took 5 times the amount of damage because this doofus did something they shouldn't have, you know? I'm like, yeah, just hide in the corner and I'll go do it. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been great, man. I think it's a really good campaign. You know, it has the one key that I like, that co-op is available, but it's not necessary. You know, it's not a mandatory thing. You don't have to co-op it. You can do it by yourself if you want to. But at the same point in time, you know, I've gone out and I've helped quite a few people. I've pretty much given them Buccaneers. You know, like now I haven't done it to the effect that Cuttlefish has. You know, he's he's gone out and handed out 51 Buccaneer fleets so far or something from what he's saying in chat. But I haven't done anything to that level. But you know, yeah, I've gone out and I've helped some people get some bucks. So either Hell Dragon or Chester, what do you guys think about this Path to the Continent campaign?
I still need to get back in. I need to get to it. Might be helping some people here shortly. Try to get the buck at least. Been trying to make sure everybody has at least all the last raid that I could help.
I think it's an awesome way for the lower players to get the tech they're going to need for the raids, to try to help them catch up and get, you know, what they need, pretty much. I think it's the best thing Kickstarter's done so far in a long time.
Yeah, I know me. I've been putting it out like an open column. So I'm like, anybody need bucks? Anybody want bucks? Just send me a message, man. I'll go get them for you. You know, and like people I don't even know. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll help you. Because like, you know, for people like us that have the fleets, it's like such extremely minimal damage to do the things. You know, if you're a good driver, you can do the sub target for like no damage whatsoever. If you have a nice build for the Buccaneers, you can do that campaign for minimal damage. Actually, probably, I personally find that the original one to actually get the blueprint, the weapon, and the special is probably the most difficult out of the three, to be honest, for me.
I would agree. I think that it's such a great repair that there is damage. However, it's not instant repair. So, but it's at a level for me to say, oh, that's not an offensive deal for me, and I coin it. And I go and I'll help another player because it's not an offensive amount. It's fun. I enjoy being able to help people. I enjoy being able to play with other players and engaging more. I like being able and truly the reward. Some of those the friendship bonds is what really matters in this game. And let's be honest. And acts like this, campaigns like this, help create those, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think it's becoming really obvious as the year progresses that apparently there's been some perhaps some changes over at Kixeye and who's in charge and who's like more into leading the direction the way things are going now. Because I can definitely see a big difference from the end of last year to the beginning of this year how things are going.
I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, things happen. I try to stay positive, and so it's difficult at this time. So this campaign is something we can all be positive about. Is just, you know, the one campaign. Let's be clear on that one. It's just but it's a good one, and then also, you know, the way you get 10 days in tokens, that's huge.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit. Apparently, some people, Ross, you goddamn cheating hacking son of a bitch, we're able to go through and do the campaign twice as opposed to only being able to do it one time. So they would get they got 20 tokens as opposed to the 10 tokens that us normal mere mortals not running programs got.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, all kidding aside, though, like, you're not the only person I know that it happened to, and like, I've been trying to get like some kind of confirmation of what happened, why some people were able to run it twice, but not everybody. And I've yet to get any kind of actual response to that, because like at first I thought it was like, well, if you did it early and then, you know, and then you did it before they pulled that other campaign. But when the other campaign got pulled, it might have done like a reset. So, you know, it got reset and you could do it again. But then, you know, you didn't do your campaign until after the first one had already been pulled. So it's like, well, obviously that can't be the case. So yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, why some people got it, some people didn't. And
Well,
you know,
finds every glitch and everything in the game. So, you know, maybe it's just Ross.
Well, just say, you know, and I'm grown and I'm honest enough to admit myself there's a little bit bitterness there because I didn't get to do it twice. You know, I mean, but I'm still just trying to figure out. It's like, okay, well, what was different that some people did and some people didn't? You know, because I mean, getting an extra 10 tokens, that's a pretty significant difference.
Yeah, it's actually it's pretty huge. I mean, I have them. Well, I don't even. I mean, they're nice to. That's a nice thing to have right before the raid. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shut up.
Hey, but in all honesty, by the end of this this little 5-day stretch, I'll probably have done this campaign at least 20, 30 times. I mean, truly, for sure, out of in willingness to help other people. So any campaign, I think that you can get me to do.
Out of the bathroom or kitchen.
Well, any campaign that you can get me to do, 20 to 30 times enjoyably by my choice and spending coin actually, and I'll hit click every time and be happy is a darn good job. And I got to say that this is truly this. I want to see more of these.
Yeah, I mean, like quite honestly, you know, the first target, the one that actually gives people bucks. You know, I'm not opposed to going in, doing it for Joe, and then spending, you know, 2 coins to repair my fleet so I can go do it for Mary again right away, and then spending 2 more coins so I can go do it for John right away. You know, yeah, because it's like it's fun because you're helping other people and you're doing it for like stupid cheap.
Right.
Yeah. So it encourages me to spend money, but not a ton of money. But those little 2 coins here, 2 coins there, added up amongst the whole of BP, that adds up pretty quick, man. That's, in my opinion, that's better than one guy spending 500 coins is to have 250 people spending 2 coins. Because that one guy can get fickle and just decide up one day he's going to quit. The odds of having 250 people quit all at the same time, very slim. Well,
you're exactly right, and not only that, but you're adding in the fun factor is added by that. So we're not upset, disgruntled players.
It's
you know,
trim.
Well, the trend can change at any time. It's just a game, you know. So you can change the trend up. So we just gotta, you know. I think that it helps with the community voicing and the participation level also shows the participation level on this campaign is going to be off the chart. And surely they do look at numbers, and they've got to see that people are going to be people like me, or people like a large amount of the playing population is going to do this campaign 10 times. You know, that's got to be a plus to them, I would think. I mean.
So let's flip it and go back to the negative side again for a little bit. We're trying to get a little bounce here, going back and forth. So we still got the Herculean campaign running. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I'll give you mine. It's not a terrible campaign except for the fact that you got 7 encounters to do in only 60 minutes. And the fact that encounter 4 and encounter 5 are exactly the same fucking encounter really pisses me off. You know, it's like, okay, that's just pure laziness at that point. You gave us the same encounter twice in a row just to make sure we had 7 encounters, not 6. I mean, that's just pure laziness right there. And 7 encounters in 60 minutes, I've said it before and I'll say it again, for your average player, and it's very taxing, stressful, and for some, just not possible.
Let's be honest. I've tried it, and I'm stuck in it. I run out of time, and I'm close, but I don't have complete. I have a MK1 fleet. My MK1 fleet is 3 ship fleet, because I've chose to build it just from tokens. So it's actually I have to coin it, and go back in and try it. So the number of entries, it adds to my length of time, and I'm running out of time. And then my sub driving, that takes a lot. That takes even longer. So
well, you're that guy who's not actually used to doing a whole lot of driving. You're used to like doing one target and then hitting that blitz button. So.
I'm not a big fan of. You're right. If blitz is a decent, valuable option, I'll choose that for sure. But I don't. I'm out of time on that campaign. So but there, for me, I have everything on here. So I mean, there'd be no added tokens, and they're great to have. So I keep struggling through them. I think I'm up to on the Herculean, I'm on 3 of 4. So I'll get there.
Cool. What are you thinking of the Hell Dragon?
Not happening. My fleet, I've got the boat, but I don't always have the tech or the weapons, yada yada. So I just wait till I can get it and do it the hard way.
Yeah, I don't know. And I've said this lots of times too, and I'll continue to say it. Like, I wish as these campaigns came out, they would get a little bit easier every time they come out. You know, not either stay the same or in some cases get harder when they're released the second time, because that's just very counterproductive in my opinion. You know, it's like if people couldn't do it the first time, well, then why the hell are you gonna make it harder and then wonder why they can't get through it? That doesn't make any sense. You know, I mean, that's why, and we'll go back to the positive side a little bit here now. The Fangtooth campaign. I thought the Fangtooth campaign was another one that's the way campaigns should be, because if you had the right stuff, that campaign was stupid easy. If you had hunters and all, like I autoed the whole campaign.
Okay, and that you're meaning the Hunter games?
No, I'm talking about the. Is that the one that the Fangtooth Depths? I think is what it was.
Hidden Depths.
Hidden Depths. That's what.
Okay.
It was.
Yeah. Okay. I actually. That's good to hear. That's the one I have not. I have not done yet.
Yeah,
But,
I would take my hunters in. I would stack them up at the very beginning of the battle, and I just let them go. And yeah, I did the whole thing, the whole campaign for very minimal damage.
Very good to hear.
So that's one. They got that one right.
Good. Then that leaves the Hunter Games 3. How do you feel?
I'll be honest. I can't speak on that one because my hunters have been done for a while, and they all have like escalation weapons and the proper armor on them. So I really see no reason to have to go through the headache of dealing with the Rudolph and that one, pain in the ass target if you don't have Skyfires. So I actually haven't done it this time, and I probably will not do it this time.
Okay, because that one there I have a Skyfire fleet, and I built it. It's a strange build, I guess. I used the gut spill as an anti-ship, and originally it worked really, really well in the 91 megas when we were going for the titanium back then, and that's what I built it for. And instant repair, auto, and so I've been just going with that, and I haven't had a chance to refit my gut spill. And the anything with those, my gut spill takes a beating in some of these targets, especially with that anything with that red monster ship, the black and red thing, whatever we call that. That hurts my gut spill. Well, I'm dead immediately. Actually, I don't have armor on it. So, and there hasn't really been an offer for gut spill tokens. So that's my difficulty on that. I think on this Hunter Games. See, I don't have the Phoenix either.
Let's check in with Toctic, see if he's woken up yet.
Oh, he's woken up. He just can't get a word in. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. There you go. Ahead.
I think we were talking too much and disturbed his nap, I think is what happened.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy?
Keep it down to a dull roar next time.
Right. So we're talking about TLCs. What's your experience with them so far?
Well, the Hidden Depth and what's it called? The Hunter Games, the Continent one. They're all good TLCs to get players caught up, and you don't need to be a super friend of the player. You can just be sitting next to him in a base or whatnot, and you can just tell him, do this, do that, and then stop, and you can basically do the campaign for him. That's pretty good. Now
that's just for the past one, correct?
Yeah. So they don't get in. They don't get in the way. Maybe they don't have the fleets, whatnot. That the Zoe one. I saw a video I think Paint Train did that, and it looked really interesting, and I quite liked the layout and the way they did it. The only problem that I saw is that you need to be on a voice. You need to talk to someone. There's no way that you can type and do that campaign. It was a little bit too difficult, or it was a lot too difficult, actually, not just a little bit. And it wasn't 3 parts. Yet you only got 1 prize after you've done the 3 parts. And I thought straight away, then why don't they give out the 2 oldest armors when you do the first part, and have that pretty easy? Then you go to the second part, you get 2 more armors. It's a little bit harder. And then once you completed the 3rd part, then you get the rest of the armors, rather than getting them all at the end when you completed everything, which was impossible. I don't know of anyone that did do the whole campaign.
I just
and
sold the
got the
washer
parts.
and dryer. $100.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so that's what I reckon about the campaigns. You need some of them that you can help anyone with. You don't really need a voice. You don't need to talk to them. You can just type in your drive, go in, go left, stop, don't do anything. I'll do the rest. But the more difficult ones, you actually need a talk program like Hangouts or Raid Call or something. Otherwise, you will never get through. You will never type and drive at the same time. But once the Zoe's all worked out and they've got it all to a normal level, I'd be more than happy to give it a shot, even if it costs me a bit of coin. I really did like that target, but from what I saw, it was just too difficult.
I think the only problem with the Zoe one now is even if they get it fixed and get it out, like Monday for people to do, at that point it's kind of like almost a little bit too late for people who wanted to get charged armors to throw them on their raid fleets to have them ready in time. Unless they're like, okay, here, along with your charged armors, we're going to maybe give you a token or 2, to make up for the fact that it was 3 days late from running from when it was supposed to.
Once they got this worked out, they can run this 4 times a year, like they did it now.
But what I'm saying is, I thought the whole purpose of it was to help people get charged armors to have fit on their boats for this upcoming raid. And it's going to kind of be too late to do it at this point. Yeah,
for this raid, yes. But for the next raid set in 2 or 3 months, then they can run this again, and you can then catch up with the armors.
Yeah,
which would be a good thing, as long as the repair is at a reasonable rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the timing brought back. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm just going to say, I kind of feel. I'm just going to say, I kind of feel really sorry for them this week because, dude, they've had so much shit go wrong this week as far as, the rollback for the update happening. And then, they had all those breaking in the games, and now they had the break in the TLC. I kind of feel really bad for those guys this week because, they're going like, oh shit. They're panicking in the office right now. It's not like they intend for all this stuff to happen.
No,
I kind of feel bad.
You go, Ross.
I totally agree. I think that the dock issue alone, all those, and the only one that really knows it or has the issues are coiners. So you're gonna get a ticket on the issue. Can you imagine all the number of tickets they're getting? It's just got to be phenomenal. So yeah, it can't be fun there. That's my opinion. Go ahead, Toxic.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the same thing. I don't think the Zoe campaign was a deliberate act, because that would go to the complete opposite of what they've done with the other campaigns, and I don't think that they did that. It was just there's some bug in there that didn't go right, and they haven't figured it out yet. So they've done a lot of good things. That this year it's been the last few weeks it's been really good. And something does go wrong every now and then, and you just got to give them a little bit of time to get it right. But as long as they keep going on the path they're on now, I think Battle Pirates will be a much happier game this year than it was last year.
2018, making Battle Pirates great again.
Well, let's hope it is.
A lot more base hitting. You're seeing a lot of base hitting, aren't you?
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about that. Dude, for like 4 days now, I've been practically begging people to come hit my base with onslaughts, and nobody has. And I'm getting really frustrated because I made a lot of changes to my base, and I want to see if they work. So if anybody watches the show and has onslaughts, please come hit me. I'm in sector 123. You can send me a message. I'll send you my cords. I won't drive. I just want to see how my base is holding up against onslaughts now. That's my public service announcement. Get very frustrated.
I'm getting hit quite a bit. Quite a bit actually. So, and I'm seeing some nice fleets, you know, and what I like about is this new latest haul is as far as what I'm seeing is what I'm getting hit by is the variety of different. I don't think I've been hit by, you know, two different. Every player I've seen has got a slightly different fleet. Now that's great. I'm so tired of getting hit, you know, especially when, you know, builds do get around, or they're just not, you know, they're not hard to figure out, and then everyone ends up with the same or basically the same fleet, and you're getting hit by the same fleet, and then you just defend against one fleet, and that's pretty easy to set up, or not easy, but you can do that with this new TAC module situation. You can really add some variety that you truly have to change your defenses on for. You have to, or to be. The combinations are amazing that I'm seeing.
I say the thing that I like the most about PvP right now, and maybe it's just been my situation, but from what I've seen and what I've experienced, onslaughts can be stopped. They weren't like they aren't like the unstoppable click the back of the base juggernaut, not going to be able to stop them until massive base defense changes come out that everybody thought they were going to be. And I personally, you do a lot more PvP than I do, Ross, but me personally, from what I've seen and what I've heard, things seem to be kind of balanced at the moment. Is that your take and what you've seen?
Yes, for sure. I think that this is. I have a fleet myself. It's not sculled or anything like that. And in all honesty, I'm like 47%, maybe 50% on most of it. So it's got a long way to go in ranking, but I get stopped for sure. And then there's spaces I just walk and truly just walk, you know. So those people that, you know, do get walked, don't just think this is a hole you can't do anything about and give up, because it's not the case. It is definitely not the case. This hole can totally be stopped, and it just takes actually. It doesn't take one overpowering haul. There's not a one thing you place in your base and it's a stop haul. And that part I like too, because there isn't, okay, you peek a base, oh, that's got this OP gun, you can't hit it with this fleet. No, that's not the case. You can change up. This fleet is great. You know, the options with the TAC module make it so you can go from siege scanner to wake module. You know, so there's huge varieties of things you can do.
The only thing you got to be careful when you're using those older things, so it's, man, they were heavy back in the day. Good God. Like, you're talking what, like 6,000 tons, 8,000 tons, 12,000 tons for some of those things?
And 6-day build time. I looked at it like wake module, right? 6 days.
Yep. I was looking at mine the other day, and I was like, "Oh man, I could do a return of piranha drones." I was like, "That'd be fine."
Yeah, I looked at them too. I thought, wonder what they do.
Yeah, right. Probably not. They might. At most, they would probably just maybe distract a little bit of base fire right now in today's current game. But you would. I don't know if they would even do that because they used to be back in the day. Those piranha drones were really fast, but as fast as our fleets go now, you probably outrun the piranha drones. So,
But
I don't.
I was thinking about the other drone, not the piranha drones, but normal drones. If you got them with the minimum pass through, if you got a couple of these drones flying around you, I wonder if that's gonna do nasty things to the pass through.
I seriously doubt it because I doubt the drones would ever get within range of fire before they would die.
Right. I'm thinking the splash that might be going on in a current base attack might not. I mean, I'm thinking my thoughts were they'd just be going poof when they're being released. I just don't know.
Yeah, well, and not only that, but like our ranges nowadays are so much more vast than what they were back in the day. I mean, we have guard fleets now that have like 112 range, 118 range, perhaps on some level. So like them poor little drones would never even get within range to even think about firing before they would just go poof.
No, I meant in a defense situation in a base.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I think you would still come into the same problem though with all the splash and all the ranges that we got going on nowadays. I just don't know if they would ever get close enough to do anything.
Yeah. You got the gates. I mean, they'd have to wait behind the gate before where they can get through, I guess. Yeah.
Oh my God! I didn't even think about the gates, man. That you put drones behind the gate, it might cause the game to implode even worse than what it has this week. Don't do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool though that we've been able to adapt to the onslaught a lot faster than we have other quote unquote OP holes, baser holes in the past. Like we've adapted to the onslaught much quicker than we did model missiles, much quicker than we did prides, much quicker than we did king grits. I think we've been able to adapt to this one a lot faster, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad as everybody thought it would be. I mean, we all knew it was going to be really bad, but I don't think it is that bad. You gotta just not give up. That's the main thing. I mean, I've got hit by a crazed damnation yesterday, and the base that I really liked and I thought it'd do really well, it didn't do all that good at all. And I just got working, got the base planner out, and I designed a new base, and hopefully that will do better. So you just got to stick with it, and there are certain things that you can and can't do, and you just got to trial and error, I guess.
I mean, it's all about just working at it and figuring out pieces of the puzzles. It's like, okay, well, onslaughts walked me today, but they came and hit me the next day, and I did like 25% damage to them. And then they came and hit me the next time, and I did like 50% damage. And then they came the next time, and it's like, okay, I can do 75% damage to them now. So that means like the next time they come and hit me, just keep going to get those additional benchmarks. It's always work in progress. Just figure out what's working well and do what you can to stop them. And you'll see eventually you'll progress a little. And then, you'll finally stop your first fleet of them, and you'll have that happy, warm feeling in your no places, and you'll be like, yay! I went a little off topic there, didn't I? All right. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about that we haven't covered yet? Surely somebody has another topic.
Everybody's going to be set for the raid, you think? I think the pushing back the raid date was great. I mean, as far as they didn't push back the raid date. Let me clear them. it's usually the second Thursday of each month. So this one was a little different for me. That's why I was saying it like that. So it makes it nice being after Valentine's Day. So that's a good thing. I couldn't believe that happened. And originally, I know that's not the reason, but it sure worked out well. Trying to be doing a raid in the middle of Valentine's is never fun.
Yeah, not if you want to keep that Valentine's for sure.
Right. So props to that one. Good move. And I think I have.
Over the course of the next probably 2 or 3 days, I'm going to start farming my titanium to make sure by the time raid hits, I'm fully banked on titanium, because that's the one thing I always run out of during raids.
Well, and you can't hold very much of it, So that's my,
Yeah, I'm building a new base defender. I'm trying out something, and that took half of mine. So I'm hunting around for titanium. The raid, I don't normally spend much titanium in the raid, because it takes me all right to get what I need, and I've got other things already building. The only thing that I need a lot of is uranium to roll the crews that you think you will need. And that's the biggest problem for me. It's keeping the uranium bags full, so that I can spin the wheel or maybe do something somewhere quickly and got it ready.
Yeah, it would be nice to see with the more player positive things that they seem to be trying to do with the game so far this year over the past month or so. It'd be nice if they would bring back the Man of War targets, so they don't expect us to spend raid points on titanium and uranium, and they'd bring back Man of Wars and not only put uranium in them, put titanium in them as well. I mean, that'd be great.
Oh yeah.
I agree. I'd even wear a shirt, bring back Man of War, if it worked. But I think once they added the old price to it and put it in a prize, that we won't get that luxury, unfortunately, is my opinion. I hope they do bring them back.
It could have had, maybe it had somewhat to do with who was in charge of things at any given time, So maybe now that it seems like somebody else is calling a lot more of the shots, maybe we'll see some changes in that aspect. We can only, from our mouth to God's ears, that's all we can say.
Yeah, I just know. I didn't buy it I don't buy it in the raid. Did you guys buy it in the last event?
Oh, hell no.
Okay. Well, so I just don't. Yeah, I don't think people are. So surely
I'll go without them before I reward them for what I consider bad behavior.
Right.
Yeah, no, it should never have been in the raid that you can buy titanium. It's a resource that you can farm in the game, so you shouldn't have to pay for it. It's ridiculous, and starving the players of resources during a raid so that they don't have to coin that, it's not the right thing either. But we'll have to see if it continues or if it gets fixed. I mean, we're only this is the second, not even the second month in the new year, and a lot of, like I said earlier, it's a lot of things getting better. So we'll just have to wait and see where they steer the ship, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like outlook and vision and planning is getting way better. It's just the technical aspect, not so much maybe, but the vision and the outlook and the planning definitely seems to be much more positive than what it has been. Do you want to talk about the how apparently fucking everything in your retrofit lab was broken and none of your retrofits were applying? Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
You wouldn't even know if they hadn't told us. We would have never known, because that's the way it always has been. That's the way it was. And how would you ever know that whether you've got Retro 6, Retro 8, or Retro 15 on it? But again, full compliments to them for telling us that it wasn't right. and for owning up. You know,
Yeah,
it makes
I mean,
it
yeah,
makes the problem a lot less worse. I think.
yeah. I'll give them kudos for letting us know, because had they not mentioned it and then we found out later, oh yeah, they would just, that trust deficit would totally go in the toilet. Now like it doesn't help it didn't do a lot for helping your what's the word I'm looking for, your competency level, but it did a lot for restoring your credibility level. I'll put it that way.
Yes. And errors happen, but and then have to build on an error, and then an error on that, and an error on that. We could see it was, it had to have been a hard issue to fix, being that all that was involved. So I'm glad that was, and I have noticed that the siege battery, is correct, and I didn't think it was going to be correct before the event. I said that, so I was wrong, totally wrong.
We don't know.
Wait. Can you say that again? I want to make sure I've got my video capture software going.
No, I was wrong. I was pretty sure of it, and yeah, I was wrong. Good job. Thank you very much. Fix the dock. no, but yeah, I was wrong on the siege.
I see John in the YouTube chat is saying something about he thinks R&D bonuses and allied bonuses may be broken. Have you taken any notice of that, Ross?
No, I haven't noticed. In all honesty, I've got the Alliance lately. He's got them in within our bonuses are in 2 days. So, but I'll try to pay attention to just to know how they're acting before they go to full. That's the only way I'll be able to tell, as far as that for myself to be able to tell. So I'll watch for that next Monday.
The R&D bonuses, I'm not sure about either. The one that obviously most people can tell right off the bat is map speed, and I haven't noticed my map speed going down any. I mean, but whether some of the other bonuses perhaps aren't working, I can't say for sure. But the map speed one still seems to be working fine.
Okay.
So, Chester, Helldragon, you guys got anything you want to talk about?
No, all I can say is keep those.
No, Chester dropped out of the call, so I'm talking to nobody on that one.
Keep those TLCs coming.
Excuse me.
Even if even if they brought out Skyfire TLC, or I mean, surely there'll be some low level players that will need that, or Ironclad TLCs. Just keep them coming. Keep them coming.
No, I would say, as far as Ironclad TLCs, don't even bother with them anymore. Just keep the Buck TLC coming. Because why get Ironclads when you can get Bucks?
Yeah, you need the dock level though, and if you're a low level player or a mid level player, you can have an Ironclad in your fleet of Ironclads maybe, but you won't get a full fleet of Bucks or anything like that.
Well, no, but I mean, three or four Bucks, in my opinion, is still better than a full fleet of Ironclads. So.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Were the weapons and the specials with it in the campaign?
Yep.
They were? Okay.
Yeah, the very first prize pack, you get the hull, the weapon, and the special.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Frederick in chat brings up a good point too. Maybe bring some campaigns for the mega hulls back. We haven't seen them in quite some time.
Yeah, Mega's kind of been going, sitting still for a little bit. I thought we were gonna have some more implementation. I understand that things have been busy, but I would like to see that too.
Yeah, I mean, even if they don't bring out necessarily new stuff, just for the people who are still constantly building, trying to get them up there, bring back the old ones where you can get some of the stuff. I think there's still one or two things I don't have for mine because in that last encounter I can just never get through it.
Now, while we're on the mega hulls, right now, you can upgrade every module and every core. I think it is. Is it called core or?
Yes, sir.
To level 2. So you don't need any of the advanced systems or metal alloys. You can do all that just with titanium. So take advantage of that.
That's been that way for a while now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just reminding everyone that, you know, people that don't know that is like that you can build up your whole mega hull to level 2, core and weapons and whatever else there is, and do it just with titanium. You don't need any of the parts that you normally need, so it can't get stolen. So
I thought maybe it was even level 3 on some of the stuff that you could do without parts, and it was like level 4 is when you started needing parts. I could be wrong. There no more than I pay any attention to my mega, to be honest.
Yeah, I've just been starting to take all mine up to level 2, so there was some that I didn't have. I haven't tried level 3 yet. I don't know if Ross knows anything about that.
Yeah, level 3 will cost you a couple, but the amount of parts it requires, it drops significantly. It's not a hurting thing any longer. It's not something where you're gonna not be able to hold on to parts. You know, they just made it now so you can hang on to the parts you need now. You don't need like 12 or 18 parts of each type or whatever. It's decent. It's like 3, 4. So it's a good deal. They made a good change on that. I know that people, you know, they just had their level 145 megas all over the place on the map with nothing, and people they got tired of, you know, hitting the titanium, taking the time, getting the parts, and then just getting it smacked and taken. And I understand the frustration. You know, it's okay a couple times, but we didn't see any advancement in the megas or any need to advance them. So we left a whole bunch of 145s around the map. And now that, you know, they reduced the component prices in time and everything, that I think that's great. And I hope we just see a little bit more of them.
You know, since we're talking about megas and whatnot a little bit, something else I was thinking about. I'd really like to see them readdress the amount of titanium payouts on some of these targets, because we're at the point now. It's like, for example, if you want to build an onslaught, you have to have 200,000 titanium. You know, that means you got to go out and hit 8 of those 85 targets. And, you know, if say they're like, you know, saying 85 takes you like 10 minutes or whatever, that's like almost an hour and a half out there doing nothing but farming titanium so you can build one little boat, you know. I'd like to see some of these, my personal opinion. It just goes so quick, and then you're like, son of a bitch, now I got to go out and actually drive and not just auto these targets and, you know, go do that for another hour and a half. Because then I just spent 200,000 on that. But yeah, I'd like to see some of those payouts get addressed. Or, you know, make expeditions payouts worth doing, and then I wouldn't care so much about the payout of the targets themselves.
Yeah, if that would pay more, it'd make me, or I would be doing it too. But at the moment, I haven't done one. I've seen what little they pay out, and it's not worth me doing it. Even if I just do it overnight and recall the fleet in the morning, with a little bit, or doesn't really do much. So
yeah, I mean, the base parts one isn't too bad, but my personal opinion, still, that's the only one worth doing. I don't know. Anybody have any chat? And chat have anything they want us to cover, or are we good for tonight?
Hell Dragon, do you have anything you want to cover that we haven't?
Well, I'd like to see some of the old blueprints in salvages or the FM or something, because there's a bunch I'm missing that I could really use.
Okay.
Like, do you have any particular ones, like, right off the top of your head that you're thinking about?
Tridents.
Okay.
I mean, for a long time, I couldn't do the FM until they finally put out the sprint countermeasure. I couldn't do it by myself.
Right.
You know, so, you know, stuff like that, that the lower to mid-level players that, like me, I've just been playing again a little over a year. And there's a bunch of the older blueprints that I could use, but there's no way for me to get them.
Right, right. I mean,
And
I guess
a lot of the new players coming in could really use them.
Right.
yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it's a hard balance for them sometimes to figure out, you know, what out of the old stuff is relevant to put in the game anymore. Maybe that's difficult for them to kind of figure out sometimes, maybe.
No, that could be.
Because I'm sure when they build boats, they probably build them entirely differently than the way we build boats a lot of times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because they're always looking at, okay, how does this new boat work with this new weapon, works with this new special, with all this new stuff? You know, they're not thinking about, hey, I wonder what happens if we put this 3-year-old piece of tech on this brand new hull. Oh my God, we just broke the game. You know, that's there's too many variables for them to take in consideration on a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll start to get a list going on the page of blueprints that haven't been out for a really long time that people would really like to see offered again in some form or fashion, and then I can pass that forward to Kicks.
I think that'd be good. I think blueprints, weapons, maybe a couple of specials that might be hidden out there.
There you go, Ross. That's a job for you. You can start a poll for what old blueprints people want to see come back on the page.
Okay.
That's me delegating responsibility right there. And if it doesn't happen, guys, it's all that guy's fault.
All right.
But yeah, I think we're going to call it here. I guess my only last thing I want to say is if you have onslaughts that are in the 100s, please come hit my base. Just message me. I'll give you my cords. I won't drive. I just want to see how my base is going to do. But anyway, in closing, thanks for coming out, guys. Appreciate you being here. You know, make sure you give us a like, give us a subscribe, share us with your friends, tell them to come to the page, and we'll talk to you next time.
And just remember, he's that guy hidden.
Yes, for the love of God, please come hit me with onslaught so they can stop hearing me complain about it.